What's going on, guys? I'm Nick Rager. I'm a full-time strength coach and an online fitness coach, and I'm going to share my story. I have never told this before, and a lot of people don't know where I started and how I got to where I am right now, so I'm going to share that. Starting off, I never believed in stories. I'm very humble. I like to talk smack and have fun, but I'm very humble, and I never really believed in telling my story. Some people try and tell my story, but I've never actually told my story to honestly anybody. So this is the first time me sharing that. And I was on a call with my mentor a few months ago, and he was like, "Hey man, you got to share your story." And I was like, "No." I was like, "Nah, I don't think that's necessary." And he was just like, "You're selfish. If you don't do it, you're selfish, because so many people can connect with you on different levels because they have similar stories. You're selfish if you don't share it." And I was like, huh. And here we are. So I'm going to take you through my story to where I started and how I got to where I am right now. So quick run. I've wrestled my whole entire life. Wrestling was literally my life up until last year. And so starting back high school, I was always the small, insecure, skinny kid. And when you say small, people don't understand small. I wrestled in high school. I wrestled 106 freshman year, 106 sophomore year, 106 junior year, and senior year I wrestled 113. Yes, 106 pounds for 3 years. Senior year of high school, I was 113 pounds. Wrestling was always a chore to me back then. I loved the team. I loved the environment. But it was more of a chore. I wasn't in love with the sport. Fast forward, I decided to wrestle in college. So made it through high school, decided to go to college. Wasn't supposed to go to college. No one really believed that I could go to college. I wasn't the best high school student. Wrestling was kind of, like I said, a chore. I wasn't in love with it. I liked wrestling. I loved the culture. I loved the community. I loved the drive. I was always a hard worker, but I was never in love with the sport. Go to college. I'm still super small, insecure. I was always the little guy. They would call it like short man syndrome. I was not always mad, but I didn't really care. I would just talk smack, and in my head I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'll still take you down and choke you out. Like, short king stuff. And so went to college. I wrestled 125 pounds. So my freshman year of college, wrestling was still a chore to me. Now, wrestling in high school and wrestling college, two different levels. Wrestling in high school was completely different than wrestling in college. When you go into a college wrestling room as a freshman, you're literally fresh bait, and I did not understand that. Wrestling's not like football or baseball where you can point a finger and it's somebody else's fault. You go out on a mat and you fight or wrestle somebody, and everybody knows who the winner is. It's very clear. You get your hand raised at the end. It's the best sport in the world. It shows hundreds of different things, extreme ownership. Like, that's the biggest thing to me, but you can't point a finger. And so I went into the college room, and I wasn't bad in high school. I was a state champ. Whatever. I was state champ in New Hampshire. Doesn't mean much. And so I go into college, and I don't get a takedown for the first 2 months. Like, 2 months of not touching somebody's shoelace, just getting your face beat in every single day, 7 days a week. Like, legitimately didn't get a takedown. And I was like, how am I going to compete at this level? Like, it was a real wake-up call for me. I didn't quit. It would break me every single day almost. I would go back to my room crying, all upset. And it's like, how did I get put in these shoes? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? All the negative thoughts. Like, I can't even touch these kids' legs. Never mind take them down. Fast forward freshman year, I wrestled. This is where when other people try and tell my story, like my old coach, this is what they started off with. I was a fourth string 125 pounder my freshman year at college. Soaking wet, 125 pounds. Small, insecure, didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know why I was wrestling, but I was fourth string 125. Got my face wiped every single day for the whole season. I wasn't living the wrestling lifestyle. I was partying, I was drinking, I was hanging out with girls, doing all that stuff. I was not focused, and I was just in college to have fun. So after freshman year, I go home, And I remembered that. Like, I still visually remember the feeling of getting beat up every single day. Like, it was the worst feeling in the world. It was the most humbling thing. But it was like, what am I doing? Like, am I wasting my time? All the negative thoughts. And so I wrestled freshman year. And so I remember going home after freshman year. And I'm like, that shit's not happening to me again. Like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to start. I don't know what weight I'm going to start at. I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to get big, and I'm going to start. And like, I believe that. I said that enough times to where I truly believed it. So I went home that summer, and I worked construction. And so my boss, who was one of my mentors, him and his brother, Nick and Nate Lawrence, I grew up with them. And they taught me how to take getting beat up and walk away with a smile on my face. They taught me how to work hard. Just watching them perform, watching them work, watching them play football, wrestle, it like showed me like, okay, this is who you want to be like. Do what these guys do. And so I work construction with Nate. And so we worked every single day. And so we got up every single day going into my sophomore season. We would get up at 4 a.m. We would go to the gym. This is where like my real life discipline started to take place. Wrestling was never a priority in my life. Like, so I was like, I'm going to make this a priority. Like, I'm going to see what I can do. Woke up every day at 4 a.m. Worked all day. Worked construction. I'm lumping wood outside in the heat for over 8 hours a day, every single day. Wake up at 4 a.m. Go lift weights. Work all day long. Get out of work. Go home, eat, go to wrestling practice. Okay, I never lived the lifestyle of wrestling. The summer before, I would probably wrestle once a week, once every 2 weeks. That was a wake-up call freshman year. I was like, all right, I need to wrestle way more than that. So I would wrestle 3 to 5 days a week. Still better than 1 day a week. Obviously, it's not the national champ level lifestyle, but progress. So I would wake up, train, work all day, lump wood, go wrestle at the end of the night. And so I did that all summer. I gained like 25 pounds. I was like 155, 20 plus pounds. So I did all of that in one summer. And that was a wake-up call. Now I'm getting better at wrestling. And the thing with like progress and discipline, I wasn't looking for progress. I was just, this was my job. This was my schedule. I had someone who would hold me accountable, so I would show up. And so you don't see progress in the mirror. You start seeing progress when other people are like, wow, you look big. How do you get big? X, Y, Z, saying all that. So I started to get those comments. So I was like, oh, this is working. So got big, whatever. I trained my hardest. I sacrificed everything. All I did was train, work, and lift weights that summer. Went back into college my sophomore year. I'm like, cool. I'm going to start at 149. I was probably 155. I'm going to change my diet, start at 149. Awesome. Trained every single day. Sacrificed a lot. I still wasn't living the national champion lifestyle. I was still having fun doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And so I had my wake-up call. First day of wrestling season was on a Thursday. We had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Second day of practice during the season was Monday for some reason. So we practiced Thursday. Friday night, me and the boys were like, hey, we're going out one last night. We're going out. People are going to laugh when they watch this. Doing things we shouldn't have been doing. I hop on my skateboard. I skateboarded everywhere. Hopped on my skateboard, going over somebody's house, bombing down a hill, whatever. Launched off, landed on my neck, shattered my collarbone. Shattered it, went to the hospital, had to get surgery, all that fun stuff. Whatever. Went through, got surgery, slow rehab. I was still training, okay? The thing about wrestling, it's the most disciplined sport in the whole entire world. I couldn't wrestle, but I had to go to every single practice and event and watch my teammates wrestle, which was the worst and best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. So now I have to be the kid. I never liked the kid who would sit out and choose to sit out. Now being forced to sit out and watch was legitimately a life-changing moment. Saturday I watched. And not taking anything away from my teammates, but I really watched. And this is when I got obsessive with wrestling. I never loved it until I had to sit out and watch. And so I was like, watching all these guys do the extra work. I was always good at wrestling. I never just put in the work. And so I was like, I can do that. You know, you got to take top 3 in the region to go to the nationals. I was like, I can do that. Watching my teammates do it, get plane tickets, go to the nationals. and seeing them work. And I was like, I'm good enough to do this. I just haven't worked hard enough at this. And so that was like my whole mindset that year. I was like, I can do that. I can do this. Whatever. I come back after a broken collarbone. I'm out for the whole season. Coming into my junior year, I met up with a buddy who lived 20 minutes away from me. Never hit him up. To be the best, you need to train with the best. His name's Hayden Brown. He was a national champ that year. And so I messaged him, hey man, let's go train sometime. I'm looking for a drill partner. If you're ever in the best person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Whatever. We trained every single day. We wrestled every single day. My mindset going in the first day practicing with him, ever really meeting him, talking to him, I knew of him. And I was like, all right, you just need to be a good drill partner. Go in, get beat up, but let him know you're there and you're serious about it. So I go in, I get beat up. I probably got him a few times. He would say no, and every day we hung out. Every day. I was attached to his hip. I'm like, whatever training you're doing, I want to be that guy. I'm going to sacrifice everything. Whatever the hell it takes, we're going to do it. We trained every single day. We didn't miss a day. And this is where this competitive mindset ties into it. This is where it all started for me. We would train 2-3 times a day. And we'd get back and it would be 8 o'clock at night. We'd be eating dinner. And he would be like, you won't. And mind you, this kid was on our rivalry college team. We were rivals. We were right around the same weight. And he was like, you won't go work out again. You won't go run. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We worked out 3 times today. We need to rest. And he's like, and he would talk about the kid who beat me. He'd be like, yeah, G-Mac's going to beat your ass again. And I'm just like, and then he'd walk away with a smirk. And I'm like, he'd come back with his running shoes on. And I'd be like, God, I'm not going to be the kid. That's why he's a national champion. I'm a nobody. Got to put on the shoes. I still use that competitive mindset with my friends to level up the people I'm around nowadays. But wrestled that whole summer, whatever. Wrestling was never serious to me until then. Quit my job construction, worked for my dad. If anyone works with their dad, they know what it's like. Go get this, go get that. You might get paid a little more, but it's not the best thing. So I worked with my dad to keep my money, keep some money in my bank account, and I would train. The focus was training. Whatever. Wrestled, I started that year. So I went from a 125 fourth string to a 149 starter. Started, I definitely lost a bunch of matches. End of the year, I placed in the regional tournament. My family never thought I could do it. My coaches probably believed in me more than I did. I went, in my head, it was like, if you're not top 8, you're a nobody. You just trained all summer. You better be top 8 in the region. So I took 6th in the region. And I left with a sour taste in my mouth. Whatever. Went home. And this is when I became obsessed with wrestling. This is when it was a habit for me. Now I go home, I get into coaching. I have teammates hit me up. Yo, how did you get big? My coach is sending me a bunch of people. So I'm writing workout plans. I'm writing nutrition plans to help get my teammates big. It was a weird thing. Everyone always wants to lose weight. So now I'm getting a bunch of people who are like, yo, get this kid big, get this big. I didn't even know I was coaching. I was just writing them meal plans. I always eat healthy, writing them workout plans, helping kids get big. And so that's when it all honestly started. Going into my senior year, still at 149. Cut some weight, wrestled 149. We went back that summer, rewind. That summer, I trained with Hayden every single day. We traveled around the country, got in the best rooms with the best kids. We would go to Rutgers. We would go to New Jersey. We traveled to Nashville to wrestle. We drove around the country that summer with no jobs, backpacking, sleeping on couches and in hotel rooms to wrestle with the best people in the country. Sacrifice everything. We had fun, but we trained every single day. We couldn't find a mat. We would go brawl on the beach for hours. We wrestled, go find showers. Our life was like, all right, we're going to travel right now and we're going to explore, but we're going to train every single day. And so we did that. Now, this is when it kicks in a mental thing for me. I didn't believe I could do it. Even that year, my senior year, I was like, I can beat the top guys. I can beat the guys who are going to nationals. But I didn't truly believe I was supposed to be there. Whatever. I went out. I was a leader at that point, I want to say. And usually when I would step on the mat, people would be like, yeah, Nick's going to win. Okay, it was a good year. It was my best year. I go to regionals again, and I fall short because of my mindset. I don't believe that I can be the best. And so I left with a sour taste in my mouth. I just took 6th in the region 2 years in a row. I'm obsessed with this plane ticket. I go back, I'm depressed. I move out. I live with a kid on the hockey team. I move out. I moved into a single apartment for my last year of school. I lived alone. I had no distractions, no girls, no parties. I moved 10 minutes outside of town, so there was nothing around me. I had no options. If I had to go somewhere to do some bad shit, I had to drive, so I would think about what I'm doing. It wasn't easy access. I took myself out of the environment. Whatever. Going into my last year of college, my 5th year, I was a strength coach for my school. I was an intern strength coach. I worked with all the athletes on campus. I was an intern at Fairhaven Fitness, which is a powerlifting gym. Jamie Matta, one of the best coaches to ever do it, powerlifting coach. He taught me a ton of things, almost everything I know now, between him and my new boss, Eli Lacia, the best coaches in the world. And Jamie showed me the way. I trained with Jamie on top of my wrestling training. I sacrificed everything. Went home going into my 5th year of college, packed up my stuff, moved across the states, across the country, you could call it, moved to New Jersey, lived in the basement with 2 police officers. They let me stay there because their house was close to Rutgers. They were awesome people. Slept in the basement with my 197-pounder. We would train at Rutgers every single day. We would wake up, we'd go to practice, we'd come back, watch TV, go lift weights, come back, eat some food. Then I would come back, eat again, drive 2 hours to a practice, wrestle with some of the best high schoolers in the country to get more reps. All I wanted to do was be great. I was so obsessive with getting 1% better every single day, and that's where this mindset comes from. Whatever, long story short, I'm captain of my team the 5th year. 4th string 125 to the starter at 165. Put on a ton of weight, a ton of muscle. People didn't even recognize me. And so I sacrificed everything. I lived that All-American lifestyle. And so I go into season, whatever, wrestle a decent season. I believed I was going to the Nationals, and that was the difference in the mindset training. The average brain, this could be wrong, but I know it's around this number, has 20,000 thoughts a day. 80% of those thoughts are negative. I would work on mindset training, breath work, meditation, wrestling, lifting. My life was wrestling. I knew I was going to the national tournament before that day came. I truly believed it, and that's what took me there. Regional comes. I take 3rd. I win the 3rd, 4th place bout. I'm going to the Nationals. All I wanted was All-American status. The regional tournament was like a step to get there, but that didn't really stress me out. All I wanted to do was be an All-American because I lived that lifestyle. While I'm coaching and doing all this stuff, I'm training full-time. Whatever. I fall short of my goals. I lose in the blood round of Nationals. Is it a title? Yeah. Was it heartbreaking? Yeah. I was depressed after because my life was wrestling. I didn't care about what I was going to do with the rest of my life. All I wanted to do was win. And I had that competitive mindset where I believed I was the best. I sacrificed everything. I was more disciplined than any person. Do I feel like an All-American now? Yeah. Am I? No. But I live that lifestyle. And that's what I look back and I have no regrets. I couldn't have done anything more than what I did to get to where I was. And that lesson of me losing was one of the most valuable lessons because I still take that motivation into my coaching. So after that, I coached at Fairhaven Fitness. I had a bunch of online clients. I had a bunch of in-person clients. I started an online social media presence, didn't know how to run it, just posted my workouts and some client wins. So I was an intern in the Castleton weight room with Wes Landon. He's a great sports performance coach. And then I worked at Fairhaven Fitness with Jamie, getting 2 different eyes, 2 different clients, a different target audience for each. They are the reason, they taught me a ton. So I was like, what do I do now? Started to take social media seriously. And then it was like, okay, I truly believe that humans are meant to be creators, not consumers. I was like, I'm not going to go sit at a desk. I graduated with an exercise science degree. And so I was like, I'm going to take this coaching. I'm going to take this mindset of wrestling where I'm the best and I will work. I'm relentless and I will work 7 days a week to accomplish my goal. If I can get 1% better at coaching every day in a few years of repetitions, I will be one of the best coaches in the country. And I truly believe that. And so that's what I did. I packed up my stuff after I graduated school. I moved down south to South Carolina. I met Met up with my boss now, Eli Lacia, who works for the Body Lab. He's one of my mentors. And so now I run an online coaching business. And I coach people in person. I help the people in person crush their goals. And I help my online people crush their goals. And so now looking back at the journey from a fourth string 125 pounder who had nothing going for him, my mindset was shot, my disciplines, I had no non-negotiables, my priorities weren't straight. Wrestling transformed my mind into truly believing I can do anything in this world. And if I set my mind to anything, I'm relentless and I have no fear of failure. And that is what's going to separate me from the best coaches in the world. That's what's going to take me to the top, and I truly believe that. I'm just trying. I have no fear of failure. If you asked me if I would be recording a YouTube video about my story a year from now, I would have said there's no way in hell. And it's like, so now I'm scaling an online coaching business. I am fully booked with over 20 people, in-person clients. I love what I do. Every single day is a blessing to wake up and go love what you do. I love what I do. I love helping people crush their goals. And so why I do it kind of sounds selfish, but that high I would get from winning, that dopamine rush I would get from winning in wrestling, I get that same high from helping people accomplish their goals that they didn't believe that they could accomplish. And that's why I do this. I'm obsessed with health, I'm obsessed with exercise, and I'm obsessed with fitness. And mindset and disciplines and having non-negotiables, and all of those go together. And it's a mindset, and it all starts up here. And so many people don't believe in themselves and don't think they can be taught that. And to have taught that to myself and had other people around me teach me that, it's like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't go try and impact hundreds of thousands of people's mind and their thoughts and believe that they can do something. And the best feeling in the world is having somebody crush their goals that they didn't think that they could accomplish in the first place. And that's why I do this. I'm scaling an online coaching business. I'm going to take it to the top because I'm in the top 1%. I work all the time. I love what I do, but I'm relentless. And I have no fear of failure. I will fail way more than you, but I will get back up every single time because I'm not going to quit, and this is my path. And I truly believe that. I love what I do, and I'm so happy that wrestling took me here and scaled me up and down and up and down. And I just couldn't be more grateful. So this is going to be the first YouTube video. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe I'm posting this on YouTube. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying. And if this is what it takes, this is what I'm going to do. So that's my story. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. But I'm going to take this business to the top. And it's because of my mindset. But it's because that fulfilling feeling of helping others win, that's what gives me that high to wake up and keep going. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope this showed you what type of person I am. And someone asked me yesterday, one word to describe yourself. I'm relentless. And that's why I'm going to be the best entrepreneur and best coach in the effing world. It's because I'm relentless and I'm not going to stop until my clients see the results they want to see. So let's do it. I hope this tells you guys a lot about who I am as a person. I got to go coach right now. So thanks for watching. This is crazy. Peace.